No, this can't be happening. We'll figure it out.
No, darling, let me explain.
I don't believe you.
Subscribe for more videos. Turn on notifications.
In McKenna City, people say trouble never knocks softly. It kicks down the door, sits in your house, and dares you to survive it. For 26-year-old Amara and Lovu, survival had become a daily performance. Every morning, she smiled for her mother, encouraged her younger brother, and stitched clothes in a tiny roadside shop as if life was still kind. But behind that smile was a secret deadline. In 14 days, the only home her late father left behind would be taken from them forever. Miss Ndlovu, I'm sorry, but the final notice has already been served. Please, sir, just a little more time. My father built this house with his own hands. I understand, but the debt on the property has grown. If payment is not completed before the deadline, the house will be auctioned. Amara, what is he saying? Nothing, Mama. He only came to confirm some papers. I truly hope you find a miracle. You lied to me. Because I don't want you worrying. Your blood pressure is already high. And how long did you plan to carry this alone? Until I solved it. My daughter, not every battle is won by suffering in silence. Then how, Mama? Tell me how. The tailoring shop barely feeds us. Tunde's school fees are behind. I have knocked on every door I know. Sister, my headmaster said if I don't bring the fees tomorrow, I shouldn't come back. That was the cruel thing about poverty. It never attacked only one part of your life. It came for your home, your pride, your family, and then asked what else it could take. Across the city, in a world built on glass, power, and expensive silence, Cairo Dube had a different problem. He was rich, respected, and feared. But in his own family, he was one signature away from losing everything that mattered. The trustees are hesitant. Hesitant about what? About handing control of the Dube Community Development Trust to an unmarried man whose personal life has been the subject of public gossip. Public gossip? My private life is now a business qualification? Your late father's will was clear. The trust goes to the heir who proves stability, family values, and commitment to the foundation's public image. And my cousin Desmond? He has already positioned himself as the safer choice. Safer? Desmond wants to sell the trust land to foreign investors and build private apartments. Then perhaps you should look more settled. Sir, the trustees meet in 2 weeks. I know. If Desmond takes that trust, the free clinic, the scholarship program, the women's market fund, all of it disappears. I built those programs with my father. Then fight smarter. Meaning? Meaning the board doesn't care only about numbers. They want an image they can sell to the public. I don't have time for performances. Maybe performance is exactly what you need. The city liked to play games with timing. It liked to throw two desperate people into each other's path and watch what happened next. Hey, watch where you're driving. That should be my line. You ran into the road, and you drove through a puddle like you owned the street. I own many things. The street is not one of them. Good, then apologize like a normal human being. You have courage. No, I have a ruined dress and no time. What are these? Customer orders. If they're damaged, I won't be paid. You don't look like the kneeling type. Neither do you look like the begging type. I don't beg. I noticed. Sir, the meeting. Later. Come to this address tomorrow morning. Ask for me. Why? Because I may have a job for someone who doesn't know how to bow. What kind of job? One that pays enough to matter. You? You came. Only because people who say enough to matter usually have a trick hidden behind the sentence. Good. Then you won't be shocked by what I'm about to say. Try me. I need a fiancé. Excuse me? A fake one. I knew you were mad the moment you stepped out of that car. Listen first. No wealthy stranger invites a struggling woman into his office to propose a fake engagement unless trouble is waiting in the corners. Trouble is exactly why I called you. I need a woman who appears genuine, strong, respectable, and impossible to buy. Then why are you trying to buy me? Because I'm honest about my desperation. And I'm honest about my self-respect. I'm offering a contract. 6 weeks, public events only, no private expectations, no touching without permission, no humiliation. In return, I pay off the debt on your family house, your brother's school fees for a year, and enough capital to expand your tailoring business. You investigated me? I verify everyone I bring near my life. That is not comforting. It is not meant to be. And after 6 weeks, we end it quietly. You keep everything. Why me? Because yesterday you were soaked, angry, broke, and still dignified. My world is full of polished liars. I need someone real. Find someone else. If you walk out, I won't stop you. But the deadline on your house will not move for pride. Again? The electricity man came this afternoon. I know. Who was that man in the nice office? Nothing I can accept. Can't or won't? Both. Amara, sometimes God sends help in clothes that make us uncomfortable. And sometimes the devil does too. If we lose this house, where will we go? Home was not just a building. It was memory, grief, sacrifice, and the last place where her father's laughter still felt alive. I'll fix it. I have conditions. Good, so do I. My family never knows this started as a contract. Agreed. You don't control what I wear outside public events. Fine. No kissing for cameras. Accepted. If I feel disrespected once, I leave. And if you fall in love with me? That sounds like your vanity talking. It was a joke. Learn better ones. The legal transfer for the property debt will be processed immediately after signing. You read contracts carefully. People like me don't survive by trusting expensive smiles. And just like that, 2 strangers made an agreement that should have ended in business. But destiny rarely respects signatures. Mr. Dubé, is it true? Are you engaged? Yes. This is Amara and Lovu. Where did you meet? At exactly the right time in both their lives, Amara smiled smoothly, and the city fell in love with the story before it even knew them. The ruthless businessman and the graceful outsider. Power and softness. Money and modesty. A perfect headline. Later, in the car, Amara admitted that he should have warned her about the cameras. Cairo told her she had handled them well. She confessed she had nearly fainted. He answered that she had not. With a faint edge of humor, she asked if he always sounded impressed by suffering. He said no, only by strength. To make the engagement believable, Amara had to spend more time at the Dubé estate, and that was where the real test began. Money could buy silence, it could buy furniture, it could even buy public applause, but it could never buy acceptance. When Cairo brought her inside, His mother looked at her with cold precision and said, "So this is the woman." Cairo introduced Amara calmly. His mother asked if she worked as a tailor. Amara answered, "Yes, ma'am." The older woman replied with a single word, "Interesting." Amara met the chill directly and asked whether that was approval or a warning. Cairo hid a small smile. His mother observed that at least she spoke for herself. Then the grandmother arrived, Mama Zola, walking slowly with her cane and summoning Amara closer. In a softer voice, she studied her face and said that her eyes were honest, and that honesty was rare in that house. Before the moment could settle, Desmond entered with a mocking smile. He called the scene touching and reminded Cairo that only a month ago he had called love a distraction. Cairo fired back that only a month ago Desmond had been pretending to care about the trust. Desmond seemed delighted by the tension. He said it was good to see Cairo still sharp because it would make his fall more entertaining. Days passed through charity lunches, family dinners, and media interviews. At first, Cairo and Amara moved around each other like two people handling fire. Careful, formal, ready to pull back at any second. But pretending closeness has a dangerous habit. Sometimes it stops pretending. Late one night in the kitchen, Amara tasted his coffee and asked if he kept it that bitter on purpose. Cairo answered that he liked things that did not pretend to be sweet. She told him that explained his personality. He looked at her and asked why she was really awake. She admitted she was not used to sleeping in a room bigger than her whole house. He asked if it frightened her. She said no, it simply reminded her how uneven life could be. He asked if she resented wealth. She said no, but she resented what some people became because of it. He asked, "Including me?" She told him she was still deciding. For a long second, he only studied her. Then Cairo spoke about his father, about how the man had built everything from nothing, and how after his death, people arrived smiling, carrying condolences in one hand and greed in the other. He said he had learned very quickly that softness invited wolves. Amara answered quietly that maybe it did, but hardness could turn a man into one too. Every love story with money at its center attracts witnesses, and witnesses, if wounded enough, often become enemies. At a luxury rooftop event, Zuri appeared, glamorous and cold. She looked at Cairo and said the rumors were true. He simply answered her name. Zuri remarked that he had replaced her quickly. Amara stepped in before the wound could deepen and said that no one there was asking for a scene. Zuri turned toward her and asked who she was. Amara answered with steady poise that she was the woman standing next to him, and that should be enough introduction. Zuri smiled with cruel patience and warned that temporary things always spoke boldly before time exposed them. Cairo ended it there and said they were leaving. Zuri told them to run before truth caught up. On the drive home, Amara asked if Zuri had been the reason for the arrangement, whether this engagement existed to make someone jealous. Cairo said no. He told her Zuri had simply been the last woman to prove that affection could be negotiated like stock prices. Amara said it sounded personal. He admitted that it was. She asked why he was telling her. He answered that it was because she had asked directly and that most people circled around honesty as if it might bite them. She replied that maybe it did. He said maybe it also saved time. Then she reminded him he still had not answered one question. He asked which one. She asked why he had not hired an actress. Cairo looked at her and said, "Because actresses perform and you feel real." Amara turned her face away, but the words stayed with her. One night, Quietly, she brought him to her neighborhood. She showed him the clinic his trust funds supported. Cairo said he knew. Amara told him no, he knew the reports, but she wanted him to know the people. Women greeted her warmly. Children ran to her, calling her Auntie Amara. She laughed and sent them inside before the mosquitoes carried them away. Cairo watched in silence as an older woman explained that Amara had helped pay for her medicine after her son disappeared. Another woman said Amara had mended her clothes and refused payment after her husband died. Cairo turned to her in surprise and said she had never mentioned any of it. Amara answered that not everything kind should become a speech. That night, Cairo saw what power looked like without money. It looked like Amara, standing under broken streetlights, loved by people who had nothing to give her back. Later, in the estate garden, he told her that she somehow made even broken places feel organized. She answered that it was because she had grown up in broken places. He asked how she still managed to smile. She said not always, but she did not like giving pain good publicity. He said she spoke as if suffering were a person. She replied that it was, that it sat beside you, ate your food, and asked what else you could lose. For the first time, they laughed together without caution. Then Cairo said his father would have liked her. She asked whether his mother would say the same. He said his mother trusted slowly. Amara replied, "Like you." But Cairo shook his head and said no, he trusted never. She called that sad. He called it practical. She answered that only lonely people called loneliness practical. Then came a long silence, and their eyes met with the kind of truth neither of them was ready to name. Elsewhere, Desmond met Zuri in private. He told her that she wanted Cairo back, and he wanted Cairo out of the trust, so they could help each other. Zuri asked if he believed the engagement was fake too. Desmond said he did not think, he verified. She asked what if it was real. His answer came without mercy. Then he would ruin it anyway. Zuri smiled and said she liked the honesty. Desmond instructed her to get close to the staff and find documents, payments, anything useful. And when she did, he said, they would wait for the perfect room and burn the little fairy tale alive. Then came the storm. At the estate, the lights failed and darkness folded over the rooms. Amara asked where the candles were. Cairo guided her to the drawer, then corrected himself to the other one. Lightning split the sky, thunder rolled through the house, and she startled just slightly. He noticed and asked if she was afraid of storms. She said no, only of sudden things. He told her that life with him had been one sudden thing after another. She answered, exactly. Then he lit a candle, and warm gold filled the darkness between them. In that glow, Cairo told her that her house debt had been cleared that morning. She stared at him, unable to believe it. He said the title was safe and there would be no auction. Her eyes filled immediately. She asked if her mother could keep the house. He said yes. She whispered, "Thank you," with a voice trembling under the weight of relief. Overwhelmed, she stepped closer. Cairo gently wiped a tear from her cheek, then stopped himself at the edge of something far more dangerous. He said her name softly, Amara. She told him not to. He asked why. She answered that this was the dangerous part, the moment when kindness started feeling like love. Cairo looked at her as if there was nowhere else left to hide and asked, "What if it is?" They leaned toward each other. almost close enough to erase every lie around them. When a servant suddenly entered and announced that his mother was asking for him downstairs, they stepped apart at once. Sometimes destiny does not interrupt love to stop it. Sometimes it interrupts only to make the waiting unbearable. Not long after, Amara approached an office corridor and heard Cairo speaking with Lena inside. Cairo said, "This started as business." Lena asked him why he looked like a man walking into his own execution. He answered that it was because it was not business anymore. But Amara heard only the first line. She stopped in place, and in a whisper full of hurt, she told herself that she had been right. The cruelest lies are not always spoken. Sometimes they are born when truth is overheard halfway. "My daughter, your voice sounds softer these days. Maybe I'm just tired. Or maybe you have started caring for that man. Mama, don't deny what your silence already admitted. It doesn't matter. This arrangement has an ending date. He paid our debt. Money is not love. No, but sacrifice can lead to it. And pride can destroy it before it begins." The final trustees' gala was meant to seal Cairo's victory. The city watched. The family smiled. The cameras waited. And hidden behind all that elegance was a knife sharpened by envy. "Mr. Dubé, your fiancée seems to have brought remarkable warmth to your public image. She has brought more than that. Before the trustees decide, perhaps they deserve transparency." "What are you doing?" "Protecting family honor." Gasps across hall. "Should I read the payment clause aloud, or can everyone see it clearly?" "Cairo, what is this? Tell me it is a lie." "Mama, a paid fiancé. A scripted engagement. A public fraud. Is this real? Listen to me. No, let me." "Yes, it began as a contract." "You deceived this family?" "I never came to steal from anyone." "But you came to sell yourself." "Enough!" "No, let him speak. Men like him are brave only when women are cornered. I agreed because my family was about to lose our home. I told myself dignity could survive 6 weeks of pretending. I was wrong. Because somewhere between your family dinners, your charity visits, and your impossible kindness, pretending became the one thing I could no longer do. Whatever this became for you, for me it became too real. That night, the city did what it always does. It fed on scandal. It turned pain into gossip and love into entertainment. Did you love her? Yes. Then why lie? Because I thought I could control the beginning and earn the ending later. Love does not respect strategy, my son. The board's decision is postponed. A wise choice. This is not over. Sister, why are there reporters outside? What happened? It's finished. Do you regret helping us? Never. I regret forgetting that borrowed happiness still demands payment. Did he force you? No. Did he shame you on purpose? No. Then why are you punishing only him in your heart? Because he should have told me he had started feeling something real. And should you not have told him the same? Who leaked the contract? A junior legal officer was paid. Desmond's people. Fire no one until the police finish. And Amara? She thinks I used her. Did you? At the beginning? Yes. Now I would trade every deal in this city to undo one moment of her pain. Then stop speaking like a businessman and go act like a man in love. Once the board confirms, this old community land is ours. No, it isn't. You came to lose publicly? I came to end this publicly. Mr. Dubé submitted evidence last night showing that Mr. Desmond Dubé attempted illegal acquisition of trust land, bribery of legal staff, and malicious interference in foundation governance. Lies! Signed bank transfers say otherwise. You wanted image? Here is truth. I began my engagement with Amara through a contract. That was my failure. But unlike you, I learned that people are not tools. Control of the trust remains with Cairo Dubé, effective immediately. This isn't finished. It is for you. He could have called her privately. He could have sent flowers, a letter, an expensive apology. But Cairo knew some wounds are made in public and deserve healing in the open. What are you doing here? Making the first honest decision of my life without hiding behind strategy. Cairo, don't. No. Let me finish before fear edits me again. When I met you, I needed a fiancé. When I worked beside you, I needed your courage. When I watched you love people who could offer you nothing, I needed your heart. And when you walked away, I learned the truth. I don't need a performance. I need you. Not for 6 weeks. Not for a board meeting. Not for family approval. For life. I was wrong to make a contract out of something sacred. I was wrong to believe control could protect me from love. And I was wrong to think I had time to tell you what you had become to me. So I am telling you now, with nothing hidden. I love you, Amara Ndlovu. If you never forgive me, I will deserve it. But if there is even one small place left for me in your heart, choose me freely this time. You embarrassed me before the whole city. I know. You confused my heart. I know. You made me fall in love with a man I promised myself I would never trust. I know. That is very inconvenient. I have been told I specialize in inconvenience. And arrogance. That too. When I heard you say it started as business, I left before hearing the rest. The rest was that it was no longer business. It was you. It had become you. Do you understand something, Cairo? If I choose you now, there can never be another contract between us. No secret terms, no emotional cowardice, no loving me only when it is convenient. Then let me love you inconveniently, publicly, stubbornly, and for real. You talk better when you are desperate. Is that a yes? It's a warning. Yes. May I? Now, you ask? I'm learning. I was harsh with you. You were protective of your family. And now you are part of it, if you still want us. Families are rarely perfect. I already know how to survive those. Come here, both of you. Love that survives humiliation, pride, envy, and truth is not ordinary love. Guard it. Feed it. And never let fear negotiate it again. We won't. We promise. The city moved on to fresher scandals, as cities always do. But some stories are too stubborn to disappear. Amara kept her family home. Cairo kept the trust his father built. The clinic stayed open. The market women kept their fund. Tunde returned to school. And in the quiet spaces between struggle and grace, two people who began as an arrangement became a promise. It's beautiful. It always was. It just needed breathing room. Like us. Like us. Do you ever think about the day we met? The puddle, the ruined dress, the rude rich man. I was not rude. You were extremely rude. And you were impossible. Good thing impossible was exactly your type. Sometimes love does not arrive as a song. Sometimes it arrives as debt, fear, rain, pride, and a contract written by two broken people who do not yet understand what they are signing away. But when mercy enters the story, even the wrong beginning can lead to the right ending. And that was how the woman who faked an engagement to save her home found something she never dared ask for. A love that finally chose her back.